life at the top in the public eye can make private behaviour vulnerable, and perhaps the WC people are more vulnerable than most. All their affairs become our business. Sandra Goodrich, daughter of a welder from Dagenham, is now top pop singer Sandie Shaw, earns £1,000 a show, and represented this country in the Eurovision Song Contest. She now can choose between social invitations from people who'd never heard of her when she was a punch card operator. Her song for Europe was called Puppet on a String, and pulling the strings behind Sandie Shaw is her agent, tough, realistic, protecting an investment. She sorts out the invitations.
That's right, Sandie and I are invited all over the place, and we just don't go because we think they're all stage struck. In fact, the Duchess of Bedford wrote to you and asked you to go to the big ball in Paris or something. Well, she couldn't go because she was working anyway.
I couldn't go because Princess Margaret asked me the week before.
No. When she was at the Savoy, what's his name, wrote Robert Morley and James Mason. And what's her name? What's James Mason's daughter? Portland.
Yes, Portland.
Yes, and she came round and she says, she actually adores Sandy. Oh. Rather nice, and James has adored it, and Robert thought she was rather lovely. Who else came round? What's his name? Jocelyn, our mate.
Oh, you know Jocelyn.
Jocelyn Stevens.
Oh, yeah. So they wouldn't have put me on the front page of Queen, would they, a couple of years ago?
A couple of months.
No, so a couple of years ago they would never have...
Oh, yeah, that's right, sorry. Absolutely.
But they wanted to have you to a party or dinner?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because she's Sandie Shaw. Can you just imagine them inviting her when she was in Ford's factory in Dagenham? You know, full of those tricks. Oh. You think I'm very hard, don't you? But I'm not.
She's bringing me down.
No, I'm not bringing you down because you know it's the truth. I'm not hard, believe me, I'm not.
I find it quite enjoyable being with these sort of like snobbish people. I mean, it's like a game they play and you sort of play with them. It's quite enjoyable. Suddenly they sort of become very honest with you and you become honest with them. Then it's sort of like you're the same people. Mm. But I wouldn't sort of go to one of these parties unless I was completely relaxed, and as long as I wasn't tired, as long as I was full of the sort of like joys of spring, then I would go. But if I was depressed, I wouldn't want to go to one of these parties, you know, to cheer myself up, because it's hard work.
Why is it hard work, then?
Well, to sort of like try and break the barriers for them, because these people, they're embarrassed.
Yeah, they don't speak the same language.
And you have to help them to talk. They can't talk to you. They don't know what to say. They've nothing to say, really.
A mantelpiece photo in the back parlour of a working-class London home. This is where Twiggy lives. Only Nell Hornby, Twiggy's mum, still calls her Leslie. Is life with a famous daughter difficult?
No, I don't think so. I just don't look for it, you know, I just don't notice. I don't, like, I went to Selfridges the other day, there's big photographs of her there, in the wig place, you know, and I was having a look, you know, and the young lady come up to me and said, are you interested in a wig scene? So I said, no, what's the matter with the one I've got, you know, the real. And I was looking at Leslie, actually. I never said anything, I don't mention it, you know.
Why not?
No, I don't be embarrassing, really.
I would have thought as her mother you'd have been proud.
No, I am proud, but I don't sort of, no, I just don't, you know. I don't tell people who I am, or unless they find out, I don't bother and tell them.
But why not, really?
I don't know, it's just, I don't like to, you know. Don't like, I just rather keep in the background sort of thing, you know. Leslie in the foreground, naturally, but I don't like to sort of tell people. If they know, well, they know, but if they don't, I don't tell them.
Twiggy, at 17, owns the small back bedroom in her parents' semi-detached at Neasden, the body of a half-starved boy, the eyes and the mouth of a woman-to-be, and the almost automatic right to be today's face on the front cover of nearly every magazine in the world. She's still a Cockney sprig with a mini-bosom and 3 pairs of false lashes on each eye. She spends her £10 a week pocket money mostly on sweets, and it hardly seems extravagant if you consider that she earns £20 an hour when the cameras are clicking. Her life is ruled by her agent and friend, Justin de Villeneuve, who's also the lodger at home. They're nice people, new to success and adulation, but happy and innocent in the way they handle it. They're very definitely WC people.
Oh, I can read the Arabic.
Hold on.
Faculty of Arts.
University of Riyadh. Dear, my dear girl. I've little doubt that someone sends you cuttings of all these things, but it did occur to me that you might have not seen this. This is a picture from the front of Al Hayat, a Lebanese daily paper. Where's Lebanon?
Lebanon.
Where's that?
An Arab country, Dopey.
That's the president, isn't it? Is it
I'm not sure that
me.
it is on the front page, but Arabic reading from right to left. It looks as if it's on the back. I don't quite honestly think that the picture does you justice, as you are far more appealing.
Does it say that?
If you did come here, it would be quite unforgettable both for the Saudis and for you.
Sure, Mum. Oh, will you remember to take my shoes in and give the things to the cleaners? Please. Oh, we try and get those body stockings as well.
Today's teenagers can identify with Twiggy. Half of them already look like her. The dream of the handsome young escort and the fierce white sports car is somehow more possible when you can remind yourself that even if you don't have the money, the important engagements and the fame, you too are one of the WC people and can perhaps one day make it to the top.
That's Barry.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Hey, fantastic. Is it?
Malcolm Muggeridge.
Nobody seems quite sure of where Malcolm Muggeridge sprang from. It doesn't seem possible that there was a time when we didn't have him around. Anyway, today Twiggy takes her place alongside him in wax. He'd be bound to have an opinion about her success, only she didn't ask him.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Right, shall we take your coat?
Yeah.
If you sit down there.
It's done for me.
The whole thing's a bit like going to the dentist, I'm afraid. It's all a bit clinical and convict and that sort of thing. Yes, fine. This is Jean Fraser who's going to do the sculpture.
How do two swords measure success, decide that a girl like Twiggy might last?
Well, an awful lot of people choose themselves, we find. When you go in and see the managing director and suddenly we find we're both talking about one person and we say, gosh, it would be nice to do that person. And then you wonder if they'll last or whether they're just going to be out in a month's time. And these figures cost quite a lot. You're talking about £700,000, something like that, to do a figure.
Yeah.
And so you don't embark on it lightly. You want to get 3 or 4 months out of it if you possibly can. At the least, we reckon every figure that's going into this area we're doing Twiggy for should last for at least 4 months. And we hope that some of them might even last 2 years. It's a problem, you never know how long they're going to last.
Asked me to school this, medical.
What sort of standards or rules can you ever use to decide that somebody might be here to stay?
Oh, we make mistakes. This is a chance, as with anything. I mean, it's like betting on a horse. We're perhaps fairly slow and deliberate about the thing, and we wait as long as we dare. But if you leave it too long, the story's gone. I mean, do we do Francis Chichester now, or do we wait till he gets back?
First 30 and a half. Waist 24. Hips.
I think I'm 32 of it. Or 33.
33.
Yeah, 33 sounds right. Oh.
Now we've come to the end of that, so we want to do the pose, which we want to be sitting, something rather like that.
Oh, it's going to be sitting down one?
Yes, as if you're the cover of a magazine.
Yeah. They're not for sale.
The face that symbolizes, perhaps, what it's all about. On the other hand, the rag trade at least knows what to do about it. Twiggy is big business.
That's got pink in it. See, they don't fit me though. That's pretty though. Not just strong, is it? Very sweet.
This one is going to win right the way through for obvious reasons. It's safari style without going to extremes. On the back of the vertical is the corresponding stripe. That is usually when the collar hyacinth occurs as
Hand up. Bring your hand up to your chin. Your hair's going back again. Come on, straighten your hair up. And now into profile, that way. Good. Good. Well, drop the elbow a little bit. That's very good. That was good, Twiggy. Very good.
Yeah, I'll just straighten out the thing. Good. Do you want that table to go tonight?
Yeah. You can go there and try it. No, don't worry. Tell me roughly what you want to tell me about.
I'm very sorry there was a misunderstanding. There was never an agreement between Trevor and Twiggy.
Yeah, what actually happened, I had a verbal, not a contract, a verbal agreement, but I made it quite understood to him that he would have to have approval from my financial advisor. And the terms that he offered Neville on paper aren't acceptable. I think he sort of pre-sold the film to them. And,
but you didn't
don't
get
upstage
it.
me. Don't upstage me.
Oh.
And here's a little bit messy. Just brush it down on one side. Come on.
Do you have many clothes of your own? This is a new suit. This is for what, this suit?
It's for my American trips. To be a little bit different. No, I haven't got such a large wardrobe. About 30 suits. 100 shirts. Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. What is it?
Worsted.
Yeah, but all that little stitches. Not new fashion.
Justin, you were saying that you were taking somebody called Teddy the Monk, is it, to the stage here?
Yeah, Teddy, he's a flower seller in Knightsbridge, and funny enough, he's done about 6 films for Canadian television. They call him the King of the Road, because he's a pure Cockney, and he's hysterical, so I'm taking him as my chauffeur, just to send everybody up, because, you know, he's just incorrigible. He's outrageous.
You must know him. You know, Knightsbridge corner on the station. Oh, you use the next time you pass hello.
Maybe I don't know all the in people or something.
No, he's not. He's just lovely.
No, he's super. His name's Teddy Adams, but they call him Teddy the Monk.
And he's going to drive you around in America?
Yeah. He's going to be mine.
How does he feel about being your chauffeur?
Oh, he's great. He's very excited about it, you know, and it should be good fun. No, because he's a very dear friend of mine anyway. I've known him for years. And, you know, Twiggy will be working during the day, so I need somebody to talk to. Who's that laughing?
Why do you think that he, as a pure Cockney flower salesman, would be more effective in the United States as your chauffeur than a proper professional chauffeur?
Well, the Americans like a show, and it's very important, and it's very good prestige-wise for our image to arrive with a chauffeur. I mean, the Americans dig this, and apart from that, he's a great character, and, you know, I feel that really we're putting on a little bit of a show for them.
Do you feel out of place as a success because you started from ordinary working class beginnings?
No. No, why should I?
10, 15 years ago you might have done.
Oh yeah, I would have done, definitely. But I think, you know, 10 to 15 years ago I'd never been a model, you know, because the look, they were very beautiful women, and, you know, I wouldn't have had a chance. But I think the look's completely changed now. And the Beatles broke down the barrier, you know, the class barrier and all that. I don't think it really matters what class of family you come from. If you're good enough in your job, you know, you make it anyway.
Let me ask you, Justin, have you found that it's somehow kind of fashionable these days to be not just a success, but to be working class with it?
I think it's a distinct advantage to be working class, to have a working class background and become successful. And especially internationally. In America, the continent, they love this. You know, it's most definitely an advantage.
What particular examples can you give me of that?
Michael Caine, Terry Stamp, the Beatles.
What happened to you and Twiggy that proves the point, for instance?
Up until about 2 years ago, as close as that, somebody with Twiggy's background just wouldn't have had a chance in modelling or in the fashion business. And I think Jean Shrimpton brought in a new look. In fact, we owe a lot to Jean Shrimpton. And then I think she was sort of a launching pad for Twiggy, who now has a fantastic following of teenagers who identify themselves with her because she was at school a little while ago, and her background, which is closer to them than, say, Baroness Tyson, who's a very successful model. There's more of an identification, and it's because of this and what the Beatles did. I think we can say Twiggy is sort of a mini queen of the new social aristocracy. And it's... this is true, and the Americans, they love this. She's the biggest thing since hot cross buns in America.
Is this?
No, they're hamburgers.
You are therefore deliberately working at promoting a working class image.
Oh, most definitely. I come from a much poorer family than Twiggy. I mean, I'm most definitely working class. I've had 3 name changes, and I want to change my name back now.
Because Justin Villeneuve is a very aristocratic name. It's hardly a working class name.
It's hardly working class. When I was John Davis, and I became Nigel Jonathan Davis, then I became Mr. Christian for a while, and then I became Justin de Villeneuve because I went into interior decorating. I was quite successful actually, and it was a distinct disadvantage 5 years ago to be old John Davis as a designer, whereas things have changed so much that I'll have to change back a bit. Well, I can't really, because it was part of the plan.
Therefore, it's important, I would have thought, that you maintain the ordinary accents and way of speaking that you have.
Well, Twiggy hasn't changed her accent.
What about your own accent? It hardly betrays your working class beginnings at the moment.
No, I think with the present image that I've developed, I couldn't very well speak like Terry Downs, you know, who I adore. But I feel that, you know, he sort of gives the public what they want. I think he's a fabulous character because he's very, very honest. But, I mean, it wouldn't be any good for me because for the way I operate, it would be a little bit silly. But certainly when I get to New York and I get off that plane at Kennedy Airport, I'm dropping all my H's. Oh, most certainly.
I'll have to pick you up when you don't drop them.
Yeah.
Like you used to pick me up when I did.
Well, it's a normal escalope, but it's
got... A veal?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's got a sort of a Provençal sauce.
What's that?
Well, it's made with onions, tomatoes.
It hasn't got wine?
No, no. No wine at all.
I'll try that. It's
Well,
not
you're not-
enormous though, the veal, is it? Because I'm not very hungry.
No.
Well, I'm hungry, but you know.
I'll have a fillet steak, medium, and have you spinach? Not cream spinach. Pigeon white, s'il vous plaît.
That's it then, isn't it?